Real randomness is hard to achieve without help from a computer or some other randomizing device. So there is a way to use StatCrunch to do randomizing. There is in other computer programs or calculators, graphing calculators, there are other ways of creating random sequences. However, the random number table at the back of the book, it's on page A1 in our appendix, is shown below, and this gives us a way that we're going to use in a couple of examples to come up with our random list of numbers. Right, so looking at this table, we see each of our different lines here. The print is kind of tiny here. And then we see our numbers over here. So as we can see, a random number table provides a sequence from 0 to 9 in a random order. We can use the numbers as digits written. So if we're looking for digits 0 through 9, we could just use those. We could assign values such as heads or tails based on whether the next number in the table is even or odd. Right? So if we're comparing two different types of values, we could use even or odd, or some other comparison of a pair of different qualities. We can also assign subjects in a controlled experiment to either control or treatment groups in a similar manner using even or odd numbers. And we can go through and we can group these in more than just one digit. So if we're looking for 2-digit numbers, we could go through and use this to do that as well. So our random number table, we're going to be talking a little bit about in the next couple of examples. With the random number table, as we're kind of looking at this, one thing that we do want to make sure of and that we will kind of try to practice is that we don't necessarily always need to start at the top. Right? We don't always want to start in our first line. We can start when we're using a random number table in any line that we want, and we can start using any digit that we want. So I could go down here and use this digit, this 1, as my first number and then go from there. Or I could pick something in the middle. Let's say I want to start with this 0, and then we go from there. So there's a lot of different ways of using these random number tables, which we'll see in a couple of examples that are going to follow.